The world of hip hop was rocked to its core in 1996 when Tupac Shakur, an iconic figure, fell victim to a tragic drive-by shooting. Decades have passed, but the case remains unsolved, shrouded in a web of theories and speculations surrounding that fateful night. Recently, the arrest of Keith D has sparked a renewed interest in the case, unveiling startling revelations that suggest the possibility of Sean Diddy Combs' involvement. Keith D was recently apprehended on unrelated charges, but during interrogation, he reportedly made startling revelations about Tupac's murder. Sources claim Keith D implicated himself in the crime and alluded to the possibility of Diddy's involvement in plotting the hit on Tupac. The discomfort stems from recent revelations surrounding the alleged involvement of the music executive. These new updates lend credibility to the allegations. This impression is reinforced when someone who has collaborated with Diddy since his Tupac era suggests that caution may be warranted, not necessarily because authorities are immediately closing in on him, but because his situation may become increasingly precarious. Diddy's path to success has undoubtedly left behind bruised egos and resentment. Now it seems that these past actions are catching up with him, potentially resulting in his arrest. If you previously dismissed the rumors surrounding Diddy's involvement in this saga as mere gossip, the testimonies from his former employees may cause you to reconsider. It has been alleged that Diddy had some degree of involvement in a nefarious plot. Diddy, the influential force behind Bad Boy Records, has always played a prominent role in the East Coast-West Coast hip-hop feud that dominated the 90s. His ongoing conflict with Tupac and Death Row Records was highly publicized and often volatile. Keith D's statement suggests that this rivalry might have transcended mere lyrical battles, ultimately leading to a tragic fate for Tupac. Almost everyone connected to Tupac and present during the incident has, in some way, associated Diddy with it. Scientific tests have supported these theories, as Diddy seemed to have the most to gain from the rapper's demise. When we consider intent and motive, what more evidence could you ask for to be convinced? The curiosity that prompted a raid on the site after all these years must have been driven by a compelling reason. If you had any lingering doubts, it seems that luck is on your side today. Another one of Diddy's former associates has stepped forward to reveal intriguing details about the rapper's precarious situation in light of recent developments. What makes this revelation particularly significant is that the person in question had been present with Diddy during the turbulent Tupac feud. According to Gone Deal, a former bodyguard and friend of Diddy's, there might be a sense of unease looming over Diddy as a result of the recent apprehension of someone who could potentially implicate him in an alleged involvement. In normal situations, the arrest of Keith D might not have sparked immediate concerns. However, the situation becomes more complicated for Diddy, as it seems he distanced himself from Keith D after involving him in questionable activities. This recent arrest news could potentially turn the tables against Diddy. The arrest of a notorious 60-year-old gang leader known for causing disturbance has sent shockwaves through the industry and sparked a glimmer of hope among those seeking justice in Tupac's case. Mopreme Shakur, Tupac's stepbrother, expressed a mix of emotions about the arrest, describing it as bittersweet. He also raised valid concerns about the authorities' delayed action in apprehending Keith D, especially considering their awareness of his involvement for many years. Keith D was apprehended by the LVMPD Criminal Apprehension Team, marking a significant breakthrough in an investigation that began on September 7, 1996. During a press conference, Lieutenant Jason Johansson was direct, referring to Keith D as the leader and decision-maker, leaving numerous questions unanswered. Interestingly, law enforcement had possessed much of the case information since the early stages of the investigation. However, an unexpected turn of events took place in 2018 when Keith D started confessing his involvement. Sheriff Kevin McMahill reassured the public that the case was still ongoing, and they were diligently constructing a solid case for prosecution. Nevada's grand jury agreed, indicting Keith D for the assault after months of deliberation. His arrest unfolded unexpectedly as he strolled near his residence. As Gandil has emphasized, Keith D's arrest could pose a significant dilemma for Diddy. The fact that Keith D has already hinted at unconventional connections with the Bad Boy CEO raises inquiries. It's noteworthy that Gandil, Having firsthand knowledge and shared spaces with both individuals seems to be privy to certain interactions between them that may have evaded the public gaze all these years. While Keith D's recent arrest has garnered attention, it's important to note that law enforcement had previously come close to apprehending him. In July, the Daily Mirror reported that Las Vegas police discovered a stash of .40 caliber bullets during a search warrant execution at the Henderson, Nevada residence belonging to Keith D's wife, Paula Clemens. The search yielded not only magazines, laptops, and hard drives, but also shell bullets of significance. Keith D., a former member of the Southside Compton Crips, also happens to be the uncle of Orlando Anderson, the alleged assailant of Tupac. On multiple occasions, he openly admitted to his involvement in the unfortunate event that took place in 1996, involving the renowned rapper. However, it is intriguing to contemplate how the police managed to come so close to Diddy, considering his apparent prowess in evading scrutiny. It should be noted that the authorities were not necessarily fixated solely on Diddy himself. Rather, their attention encompassed nearly everyone connected to him during that era. This aligns precisely with Gan Deal's assertion regarding Keith D's apprehension. Deal's statements imply that Diddy may have owed Keith D a debt of gratitude for the protection provided during their frequent movements. Out of everyone associated with Tupac's incident, only Keith D has consistently claimed to possess knowledge of the surrounding events. Unknown to Diddy, the authorities were closely monitoring the situation as well. Now, with Keith D's arrest and the emergence of additional details that seem to implicate Diddy, fans are engaging in extensive discussions. Surprisingly, many fans exhibit a profound understanding of the situation beyond initial expectations. Many fans strongly believe that Keith D had already confessed to accepting a $1 million offer from Puffy for the hit, with his contact providing the weapon in Vegas. They pointed out that even Puffy had openly bragged about it on record back in 1999. Therefore, the reason behind the inclination of many to believe that Diddy played a larger role in Tupac's incident than initially perceived is that several others have subtly hinted at it over the years. One of these individuals is Ice Cube, the actor who, upon learning about Keith D's arrest, made comments about the case that seemingly alluded to possessing access to specific types of information. Although it may seem overdue by 3 decades, a prevailing feeling persists that the complete truth has eluded us. Cube firmly holds the belief that there is a wealth of untold details regarding this case, expressing remorse that the killer has remained unidentified throughout these years, particularly given Tupac's stature as one of his era's most prominent artists. Ice Cube's comments imply a suspicion of intentional foul play in the investigation. The revelations from Keith D's arrest have opened old wounds, but they also offer a chance for closure in a case that has haunted the hip-hop community for decades. Only time will tell if the truth about that fateful night will finally come to light. But what are your thoughts on this? Do you think the killer remains undetected due to a cover-up, or could it be that the evidence is simply too hard to crack? What do you think about Ice Cube's comments? Do you agree with them? And if so, why? Let me know in the comments section below. And if you ever need to satisfy your gossip cravings or simply want to know what to anticipate from your favorite stars and movie series, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And remember, I love you guys so much, and as always, I'll see you all in the next video.